This is KGW News at 11.
And we start this Christmas Eve with a developing situation in the Goose Hollow neighborhood. A stabbing at a MAX platform left one person dead and shut down train lines. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. This all happened about 6:30 tonight. Investigators just cleared the scene at the Goose Hollow MAX station. Art Edwards has been following this developing story and joins us live from Southwest Portland. Art.
And Tim, just a few minutes ago, the last of the police officers did leave here, but the train that was involved in this is still at the Goose Hollow MAX station right now. Now, police have confirmed that one man is dead in this incident. Investigators believe that this all started as an altercation on the Providence Park MAX platform at Southwest 18th and Morrison. That's about a block away. It's one stop from here. Now, the victim got on a train after the attack, and when it got to the Goose Hollow platform, police arrived. They found the man with a stab wound. Police began medical aid. An ambulance eventually took the victim to a local hospital where he was later declared dead. No arrests have been made yet, but police do not believe that there is any kind of an ongoing threat to the public. This is an act of violence that has hit police hard.
It's Christmas Eve, so for something like this to happen on a holiday is just awful. So I speak for everyone at the Bureau when I say our thoughts are with the victim's family and friends tonight.
Now, MAX blue and red lines have been disrupted because of this incident. Shuttle buses are being used between the Sunset Transit Center and the Galleria Southwest 10th Avenue station. These lines are going to be disrupted probably for several more hours if you happen to be traveling through this area. Back to you.
Tragic situation on Christmas Eve. Art, thanks a lot for the report. Well, it has been a busy Christmas Eve for investigators around the region. Portland police say one person died in this early morning car crash. This was a scene just after 1 a.m. near the intersection of North Columbia Boulevard and Oregonian Avenue. Just one car was involved, but a passenger died at the scene, despite the work of paramedics. No word on if the driver will face charges. In Fairview, investigators are working to determine what sparked a house fire that killed one person. Crews responded to the home near I-84 just after 10:30 this morning. Firefighters tell us that several more people were injured in that fire. And down in Eugene, a mother and her 16-month-old son were rushed to the hospital after they were hit by a car while crossing the street. This happened last night, police telling us the little boy was knocked out of his stroller. He was airlifted to a hospital here in Portland while his mother was rushed to a Eugene hospital, both with potentially fatal injuries. The driver was arrested and police say he is cooperating. However, they are investigating if that driver was impaired or speeding. Well, these tragedies come on a weekend when many of us are with our families. AAA estimates that more than 7.5 million Americans have flown this weekend, with more than 100 million making long drives to get to grandmother's house. Well, you didn't have to drive far to see Christmas Eve celebrations across the region tonight. One of the big ones, Christmas on Franklin in Vancouver. There are 200,000 lights with Christmas themes decking out the entire block. And on Christmas Eve, a snowstorm every hour, on the hour until 10 o'clock. This celebration at 46th and Franklin has been building for 15 years and thousands come out to see it. Jim Maines leads this and other holiday events. He says it's a wonderful group effort by all the neighbors.
We just love celebrating all the holidays, and Christmas is always our favorite, and it's the big one. And, you know, it's just a great way to bring the community together, and it's really become kind of a community gathering place.
And right across the street at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church, people took part in services celebrating the birth of Christ with a Christmas Eve Mass at 5 and another at 8 o'clock tonight. Some beautiful music included there. Well, Christmas Eve is a time to reconnect with friends and family, but not everyone is lucky enough to have loved ones or even a hot meal to eat. Today, Potluck in the Park hosted their annual Christmas dinner for those in need at the Portland Art Museum. They've been fighting hunger since 1991. Our Sydney Dorner has a story.
Living on the streets can be especially rough during the holidays, but homeless people we spoke with say a warm plate and a smile can make a world of a difference. Stefan Furche says just last year he was living on the streets.
I lost a lot of my family, and I've transitioned from being homeless and on the streets, and through the place I work and the community, I'm now housed and inside this year, and it's great because it's cold and I'm old, and that would suck.
Furche works for Ground Score Association, which provides garbage service for those living in tents and camps. He says it's easy to feel isolated while in survival mode, and events like this bring the homeless community together.
You're not with your family, and this is a family environment, and it makes it feel like family, because as homeless folks, we all are a family, one way or another.
Randy Brooks says he spent plenty of nights outside being wet and cold. Things looked up for him when he got into a program that helped him get back on his feet.
Most people appreciate it, that they have an opportunity to have somewhere like this to come to and to get a meal and then maybe have a few gifts and things like that, because a lot of the people out there on the street don't have places where they can go and get stuff like this.
Overall, homeless people I spoke with say they just want to be understood and are very appreciative of any help they receive.
We're not trying to harm the city. A lot of us didn't choose to be where we're at. We just are, and again, work with us and not against us.
Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
Well, do you have your Christmas shopping done yet? If not, sorry, it's really way too late. Most stores are closed for the night at this point. The National Retail Federation expects U.S. holiday sales will rise 3 to 4% November through December. That's a little lower than last year, the first holiday out of the pandemic, which saw almost 6% growth. But this year is consistent with numbers that we saw in the years before COVID-19. Well, if you've still got some traveling to do, there's rain to deal with and some places that are freezing up as well. Ashley Graham's in the Weather Center with the details. Ashley, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Tim. Good to be here with all of you. Just under 1 hour away from the big day. Let's talk about some of those temperatures. As Tim mentioned, it's fairly cold out there tonight. We're looking at 42 degrees in Portland and in Vancouver, 42 out in Troutdale. It's much colder on the eastern side of the state as well. Hood River, 34, the Dalles 35, John Day 27. Although Bend, one of those areas that's warmed up just a bit compared to last night, 34 degrees right now, and we're looking a little warmer on the coast as well. 50 degrees in Newport, 48 in Tillamook, 46 in Astoria. Many of these colder temperatures lasting into Christmas Day tomorrow. But as Tim was talking about, we're going to see some of that rain. It's already coming our way. Here's our radar here from the past 3 hours. Look how much moisture is off the coast, already hitting Tillamook, Newport, Astoria. If you're in Salem, Eugene, Corvallis, seeing some of those showers as well. Only a matter of time before that makes its way into the metro area and then heads over toward Mount Hood. Now, one of those areas we are keeping our eye on tonight is going to be Hood River, Cascade Locks, the Gorge, because we could see some freezing rain. If you're headed out on 84 or 35 tomorrow, gonna want to take some extra time. We're expecting to see some ice on the road, and we could see between 1/10 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. That's all starting tonight, lasting into tomorrow. Of course, we'll continue to track that and get you your 7-day forecast coming up. Tim?
Yep, for sure. If you're out that way, hunker down. Better not to travel if you can help it. Thanks, Ashley. Well, new tonight, Washington County detectives say someone broke into the Rice Northwest Museum of Rocks and Minerals. Deputies responded to an alarm just before 2:30 this morning. It looks like the thief stole several gold items, though investigators aren't saying how much everything is worth. They did get a look at a suspect in security video.